Hey, I'm Steve, one of the sports performance coaches here at Spectrum Sports Performance. Today we're just going to talk about vertical jump height and how to improve that number. It's a test that a lot of people get tested on when they go play their sports or go into combines, things like that. We're going to work on how to improve that height. So I'm going to bring in Morgan real quick. Morgan's going to give us a demonstration of a vertical jump. It's basically a squat jump, but just picture that she's testing on a vertical jump, and then we'll talk about training progressions on how we're going to go ahead and work on improving that, okay? So Morgan, just stand tall. When you're ready, just squat and get up in the air. All right, good. So it looks pretty simple. She's squatting, she's jumping up in the air, but when we're going to break this down and we're going to work on improving this, we're going to break it down into 3 different segments. First, we're going to talk about her ability to load properly or decelerate. So she's going to start tall. Too many times athletes have a hard time with this test because they can't load their body properly. So usually it's a posture thing, or they don't have the mechanics to go ahead and load properly. So we're going to watch Morgan go ahead and just load into a solid base. Go ahead and load. Good, okay, so out of this position, a lot of times what athletes have a hard time doing is knees will cave in. So once knees cave in, I lose glute activation, I will lose force, I will lose energy when I go ahead and jump. Go ahead and turn to the side real quick, Morgan. Let's just look at the upper body. So start tall, go ahead and load. A lot of times athletes will have this kind of rounded low back, so I'm leaking a lot of energy once again through that low back. That'll result in poor performance when I go ahead and jump. One of the biggest things we see too is when they load, they'll go ahead and load anteriorly, meaning they'll load with all their weight going forward and her heels will be off the ground. So she's going to load, her heels are off the ground. We can see lack of stability here, obviously. So she's going to have a hard time getting up in the air because she's unstable. Also, she's loading the knees. Go ahead and drop back down for me. She's loading the knees a lot, not back to the hips. This is her powerhouse. All our power comes from right here, but she's loading through there. So once again, not a good source of power production or force production. We're going to load through there, okay? So real quick, Morgan, once again, start tall. She's going to load into a nice, solid, stable base and go. So now she's ready. She's loaded through the hips, and she's ready to get up in the air. Go ahead and relax, Morgan. So a lot of times, we see athletes have a hard time loading properly, and they've already lost height and power on their jump just from simply how they're loading improperly. Okay, so once we've gotten that down, and Morgan's able to load properly, so go ahead and load properly. She's down, she's ready to go. So once she has this down, now we're going to work on her ability to re-accelerate up. So she's loaded, she's stable, she's ready to produce force. Now go ahead and jump up in the air. Because of that stable position, because of that good posture and good kinetic chain alignment throughout the body that we're looking at here, she's able to get up in the air quickly, aggressively, and with power, right? Because that's what we need her to do. Once she's stable, then get up quick. Go ahead and do another one real quick, Morgan. As she re-accelerates, it's our chance now to basically work on her hip extension and triple extension through the body, but primarily here. Her power production comes from here once again. So it's flexed, and then go ahead and reach, jump up in the air, extend it. That's where that power comes from. And that's going to add inches onto that vertical height, okay? So we've worked on her ability to go ahead and load her hips. We've worked on her ability to re-accelerate and get up in the air quickly and bring her hips through. But now we've got to put it all together, right? Because when she does her vertical jump on her test, she starts tall, she loads and gets up in the air. So go ahead and start nice and tall for me. When you're ready, you're going to go ahead and load and get up in the air. Good. So her ability to load quickly is basically dropping that force through the hips, and then she quickly re-accelerates up. It's basically putting the whole thing together. Picture we're taking a tennis ball and we're slamming it into the ground. The harder I slam that thing, the higher it goes up in the air. So her ability to load quickly into that base, then flip the switch, re-accelerate up. Now we've just added inches to her vertical height. Thanks.